Donald Trump is making a bold claim that he has ended 6 wars in just 6 months, and even hinted at a 7th. At recent press events and on his Truth Social posts, Trump has repeated the line that he deserves credit as a peacemaker-in-chief, even suggesting it's long past time he receives a Nobel Peace Prize. But did he really end all these wars? Let's take a closer look. One of the conflicts Trump points to is between Israel and Iran. Back in June, Israel carried out strikes on Iranian nuclear sites with U.S. support. The fighting lasted around 12 days before it came to a halt. Trump celebrated that both sides agreed to stop hostilities, but experts say it looks more like a fragile pause than a true peace deal. Iran still insists it won, and Israel has warned it could strike again. Another conflict he claims credit for is the clash between India and Pakistan. Tensions in Kashmir flared in May, leading to 4 days of military strike. Trump posted that his late-night talks brought about a full ceasefire. Pakistan praised him, even recommending him for a Nobel Peace Prize. But India dismissed the idea that the U.S. was behind it, saying the talks were handled directly between the two countries. Then there's the long-running dispute between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The M23 rebel group has been causing instability in eastern Congo for years. In June, Rwanda and the DRC signed a peace agreement in Washington, with Trump calling it a breakthrough. However, reports of violence have continued, and hundreds of civilians were killed just weeks later. Analysts argue the fighting hasn't really stopped. Trump also mentioned the border clashes between Thailand and Cambodia. In July, after less than a week of fighting, the two countries agreed to a ceasefire. Malaysia hosted the talks, but Trump pressured both sides by threatening to stall U.S. trade deals. They later reached an agreement to reduce border tensions. Another deal Trump takes credit for is between Armenia and Azerbaijan. On August 8, leaders from both countries signed a peace agreement at the White House. This conflict, rooted in the Nagorno-Karabakh dispute, has lasted for decades. Experts say Trump does deserve some credit here, because the White House ceremony pushed both sides to finalize the deal. And then there's Egypt and Ethiopia, which technically haven't been at war. The two countries have been locked in a bitter dispute for over a decade about Ethiopia's massive dam on the Nile River. Egypt fears it could lose water supply. Trump said he was working to resolve the issue, but no formal agreement was reached. Critics argue this shouldn't count as ending a war, since there wasn't an active conflict. Finally, Trump claimed he stopped a potential outbreak of violence between Serbia and Kosovo, saying he warned both sides they'd lose trade with the U.S. if they went to war. But experts note that the two countries were not actively fighting, so again, it's questionable whether this counts as ending a war. So, when you add it all up, Trump has definitely been involved in negotiations and has helped push through some agreement. But whether he truly ended 6 wars is debatable. Some of the conflicts were short-lived flare-ups, some peace deals remained shaky, and others weren't even wars to begin with. What's clear is that Trump is using these claims to strengthen his foreign policy image while he continues to push for a bigger prize, brokering an end to the Russia-Ukraine war. Whether history remembers him as a true peacemaker or just a clever dealmaker is still up for debate. If you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates us to create helpful videos.